Okay, so we left off on just kind of figuring out what chords were where. And now I'm going to go into arranging. Now here's where I pull out Guitar Pro. I love Guitar Pro for arranging because Guitar Pro is designed to be for guitarists. So it makes more sense to me than, you know, using Sibelius or something that's kind of multifunctional, because I can do this very, 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 very cleanly. Now, this arrangement, you have 3 guitars and a bass. Now, there's actually more to this arrangement than what I'm showing you, because after listening to it, I just decided that I wanted this to be really thick and loud and just really kind of an in-your-face arrangement. So I actually added strings, which I know I'm a symphonic metalhead. I know you're surprised that I added strings, but I added some strings, and I also added some organ to this. Now, I'll get to how I cheated on the strings, the organs, and the drums in just a second, because, hey, I don't have a drummer, I don't really have a keyboardist, and my keyboard skills are minimal. So, I did do some cheats, but the cheats gave me some really good results and got me what I needed to get. Now, so obviously I need a guitar and a bass because Aaron and I are doing the project together, and that's what we play. But listening to the song, I really wanted it to fill out. So I have this here, and if I highlight all of this, and this is one of the things I really love about Guitar Pro, is I can change my I can with just a simple mouse click, which is actually it's an alt and an arrow, I can change my string groupings really easily. So what I've got here is I've got this arrangement where I've got power chords running in octaves. I have a, you know, an E power chord here, an E power chord here, and the opening chord is an E minor on this particular song, on God Rest You Merry Gentlemen. So I've got 2 sets of power chords running in octaves of each other. Now that's going to make it really tricky for Aaron, because he's going to have some fun mixing that. Because this guitar, my 3rd guitar here, if you notice that note and, whoops, that note. Let's get the note head, shall we? That note, they're the same note, which means he's got 2 guitars hitting the same thing at the same time. So one of 2 things are going to happen. I'm either going to rearrange that so that maybe I'm dropping down a little bit, or he's going to have to be really careful how he mixes. And that's one of the things, the final product and the final mix, one of the things that I keep in mind when I do this stuff, because it's a concept. It's a start to finish concept, and you have to be aware of how many things are hitting the same thing and how many guitars are hitting the same note. You know, if you had a guitar and like a saxophone or a trumpet hitting the same note, it's not as big a deal because you have 2 completely different timbres, but I have 2 guitars hitting the same note. So in order for one guitar not to swallow the other guitar, you really need to make sure that it's mixed well, that your panning's done, and that you have confidence that someone will mix and pan properly. So that is one of the things I take into consideration when I arrange things. So this is the basic arrangement. Now I have done one of the tricks that I use to get myself some, oops, wrong song. One of the tricks that I use to get myself some parts is I will pull up Band in a Box. Now, Band in a Box will give me all of the instruments. It'll give me an entire combo, and if I want to play the chords, I get this. Okay, so I get, it gives me all the arrangements. Now, I don't want all of those. One of the things that I want is drums, because guess what? I don't have a drummer. But if I do this and I mute everything but the drums, I get a drum line. Okay? When I get the drum line, it usually gives me a fill every 4 beats or every 4 bars or so. So it kind of acts like a real drummer. When I get to this section here, it changes the rhythm up a little bit. So it gives me a little bit more of a natural feel than it would if I just kind of threw a basic, a basic drum fill in with that. Or just a basic drum beat that I just kept using over and over again that sounds blatantly mechanical. Now, depending on the song, a lot of times I will arrange my own strings, and I will do that either by plugging straight into Guitar Pro, which I did on the first 3 songs of the project. The 4th one, I wanted a more natural sounding, I guess a better string line, a better keyboard line. So I actually did do those in Band in a Box as well. And the really great thing about Band in a Box, if I pop it back open here for you, is they have a ton of a ton of styles in here that you can choose from. So if you're looking to throw something together pretty quickly, okay, you have all kinds of styles that you can choose from. Now, I almost never use one style all the way through. I usually mix and match, and I'll use one style for strings or one style for horns or one style for drums. Now, if I were doing this, for a song that I'm actually writing, I will go ahead and I will actually play and arrange the strings the way I want them. For a project though where I'm kicking out one song a week, I do resort to some cheats sometimes, but the guitar and the bass are definitely not those cheats. The arrangement is definitely not the cheat. So guys, thanks for watching, and I will come in for just a minute here and check up on recording.